How many people in this room use marijuana? Great. Well, next to tobacco and alcohol consumption, marijuana is one of the most widely used recreational drugs in the U.S. and around the world. The only difference between alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana is its legality. Yet, according to the American Medical Association, study after study have found that marijuana is less harmful than alcohol and tobacco usage. Just a week ago, Georgia State Senator Kurt Thompson proposed a bill to fully legalize marijuana in Georgia, similar to the way they did in Colorado. If voters such as you decide to approve the bill, it will legalize, regulate, and tax the retail sales of marijuana. My speech today will justify the top 3 reasons for making marijuana legal, including the lawful purposes, the health benefits, and the economic value. While heavy usage of marijuana could be harmful and cause things such as bronchitis, regulated uses can benefit our health in many ways. Oxford University reports that 80% of marijuana users do not use it heavily, and of those people that use it, only 9% end up being dependent on it. Medicinal marijuana usage has been used for centuries, and unlike tobacco and alcohol, marijuana has powerful healing properties. As shown on the slide, marijuana helps with sicknesses and diseases such as Alzheimer's, cancer, glaucoma, and Parkinson's disease. The use of cannabis will slow the progression of Alzheimer's, stop the spread of cancer, release the pressure caused by glaucoma, and improvise the motor skills diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And this slide is a picture of Charlotte Fiji, and she has Dravet syndrome. And her parents are giving her marijuana to treat her seizures. Cannabis has decreased her seizures from 300 a week to just 1 every 7 days.
Oh, wow.
40 other children in the States are also using the same strain of marijuana to treat their seizures, and it seems to be working, according to the Huffington Post. So far, 23 states allow the medicinal use of marijuana. Many oppose it because they feel like marijuana is a gateway drug and will cause teens to smoke more. But the states that had approved the bill by 2006, out of 8 of those, they all showed decreased signs of smoking in teenagers. Not only does it decrease teenage usage, according to a 2010 study by Cato Institute, legalization of marijuana could generate $8.7 billion in federal and state tax revenue. Because marijuana is still illegal in the majority of states, some families have had to leave their state in order to legally treat their symptoms with cannabis. And this picture is a picture of Janae and Haley Cox. Janae had to leave her husband back in Georgia to be able to provide her child, Haley, who is a 4-year-old who gets seizures. They had to go to Colorado because it's illegal for her to use weed in Georgia. Using cannabis oil has reduced her seizures from 70 a day to just 3. She is a large advocate for Georgia's legislation of marijuana for medicinal purposes.
Are you saying that this family had to separate themselves in order to better the health of their child because of marijuana?
Yes. Cannabis oil helps stop her seizures, and so they left Georgia to go to Colorado. Because in Colorado, it's legal now.
Okay.
Also, according to the Huffington Post, Colorado has made $6.17 million in marijuana sales in just the first 2 months. They are projected to make $98 million in the first fiscal year, and of that money, $40 million is going to be used to the construction of public schools. Another major reason that marijuana should be legalized is on the grounds of reducing the number of people who are incarcerated for its possession and use. Of the 8.2 million arrests between the years of 2001 and 2010, 88% of the arrests are made for having possession of marijuana and not for its distribution. According to the ALCU, while whites use marijuana just the same rate as blacks, Arrest records show that blacks are 4 times more likely to be arrested for the possession of marijuana. Arresting citizens for the possession of marijuana does not only ruin their lives, but the Harvard University reports that it will waste $17.4 billion a year of the state's money.
How do you feel about like blacks being arrested more than whites on marijuana charges?
It's shown that they target the black community more often than they do the white community. So we feel that if marijuana is legalized, it will help reduce that probability.
Okay.
The legalization of marijuana implies better control. When there's better control, marijuana will serve people who need its healing properties. People should be free to decide whether they like marijuana as a recreational drug or not. Since the 90s, there has been a slow increase of support of the legalization of marijuana for both medical and recreational use. And according to polls conducted by CBS, Americans seem to be equally divided. There are many reasons marijuana should be legalized. Medicinal use and economic values are just a few. The industrial use for hemp can be used for clothing, building supplies, and fuel.
What is hemp?
Hemp is a plant that is also used from marijuana plants, and we can use it for many things that we do for cotton, like I said, for fuel, building supplies, making plastic, and we can even use it for our food.
Oh, okay.
Great.
But in order to do that, we as a people must first take a step to vote for its legalization in our state. And every person in this room has that power to make a difference. All you have to do is next time you go to the polls, make sure you go and vote for hemp.
Vote for marijuana. All right.
Yay! Good job, honey.